Welcome back to Rockingham, the Subway 400. A wedgie for Kasey Kahne.
Yeah, that little thing right there does not belong there.
And, you know, we talked about this in the opening, making mistakes on pit road. He came in third. This is going to put him all the way back at the tail end of the longest line, and we've got about 20 cars on the lead lap.
Larry, explain what that wrench does.
Well, that's an adjustment for the track bar. It just makes it easy to make that adjustment.
It gets you a penalty.
When you leave the pit.
When you leave it right there, it gets you a penalty.
Now here's Kevin Harvick coming to the pits. He passes the cones to the right up there, which are the commitment line. Once you pass those cones, you are committed to pit.
And what happened, his spotter was heads up, saw the wreck starting to happen and said, stay out, stay out. Kevin did exactly what he should have done.
Yeah, he could have blown on through the pits and just got a pit road, you know, speeding for pit road, and the penalty may be less.
Let's have a look at some of the pit stops
They pit
under this third caution. Rusty Wallace. Sterling Marlin. Ryan Newman, the pole sitter. Very important to get that grill clean.
Oh yeah, you see all that rubber and debris on the grill.
Well, Jeff Hammond talked about it in his opening in the pre-race about all that debris going up to the top of the racetrack. It also goes on the radiator openings of these race cars.
And that very well could have been what happened to the 99 car early on, because there's a lot of it out there, and with these tires wearing the way they are, it's even worse probably than it has been in the past. And we are in the sand hills.
And as Larry mentioned, Jimmy Johnson may fall out of that NASCAR top 10 for the first time in 2.5 seasons. Jeannie?
Off the track, Mike Joy. Jimmy, what happened out there?
We pitted first and put some new tires on. Was just trying to make up some track position. Car was really loose before that, and just flying up through the field, and you know, everybody's trying to pit, and Schrader was in the third lane through the center of 3 and try to get down to the apron from there. And you know, from my vantage point coming in the corner, I thought he was staying on the track, and then he comes down and comes across trying to get to pit road. You know, I hated no hand signals or anything down the straightaway, and I know there's a lot of last-minute decisions going on to pit and when not to pit, but you know, he started in the third lane, and the next thing I know, he was in front of me, and I tried to miss him and clipped him and then pounded the outside wall. So just a shame for the Slows team, and you know, definitely a way that we didn't want to start the season, but there's still a lot of races left.
We're glad physically you're doing okay, but the string of consecutive top 5 finishes comes to an end at 7. Dick?
Rusty Wallace had a really nice pit stop. Quick one, Andy Brown is the new front carrier. They've changed 2 people on that car over the wall just for this race. Brown caught a tire that could have been loose and returned it, so everything went well. Michael Waltrip had a very busy pit stop. In fact, it was a twice down pit road pit stop. He had come down, and just as that caution flag came out, they were in the process of changing right side tires. Michael went out, went around, waited until pit road opened again, came back in, put left side tires on. Hey, that car has been very, very fast all afternoon. To that.
John Erickson, Ryan Newman's spotter, jumped on the radio and said, do not pit, do not pit. They were going to pit when the caution happened. Ryan says the car is pretty good. The balance to his liking. It is pushing the nose a bit. They made a wedge adjustment, and they did take tape off the grill. You saw them really scrubbing it with the brush to try to get the rubber off as well. The water had climbed to 240 degrees. To Steve Burns.
Hey, Matty, bad break for Kasey Kahne. He told his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin, he was too tight in the center of the corners. They made a chassis adjustment when he came to pit road, but they left the wrench in that they used to make the adjustment. So Kasey had to come back down pit road. Tommy Baldwin kept everybody's composure in check, said, don't worry about it. We're making you earn your stripes, but we'll get it back. Meanwhile, Dale Jarrett in the 88 says he's a little bit loose, so they made a wedge adjustment going down 1 round in the left rear.
Getting ready to line up for the restart. There's Dale Jarrett in second. Kevin Harvick will restart at the tail end of the longest line because he went past that commitment line and then cut back out onto the racetrack. If instead he had cut out here before those cones, it would have been legal. But because he was after the commit line, he is penalized to the tail end of the longest line on this restart. Your Chevy points leaders sit right here at this moment in the race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Paul is second. Harvick, Stewart.
Now, Matt Kenseth in the 17, he's actually going to start second in line on the outside line behind Jeff Gordon in the 24. Reason being, Jeff Gordon's on the tail end of the lead lap because he did not come back to pit road. With that said, what do you think, Mike? Let's crank it up.
Jeff Gordon battle. Dale Jarrett looking on as it's on for the lead.
I just really believe, just watching Matt drive today, he's driving hard, and I really think he took a lot of heat for winning the championship. Oh, the 18 car slow right in the middle of the field.
Almost gets run over by John Andretti. Everybody clears it.
Almost got run over by his teammate, Tony Stewart, the 20 car.
That was huge. But I really see an intensity in Matt that I haven't seen before. I mean, I see a drive in him that I haven't seen before.
See right there how much Bobby Labonte's off the pace, down below 100 miles per hour. He will be coming to pit road, some sort of problem on that 18 car.
Matt Kenseth has led the most laps today as he now stretches it out on.
I believe he's got a flat tire, looks like, Darrell.
And if you look at those top 3 guys right there, what do they all have in common? They're all really, really smooth drivers. They've all won championships, and this is the kind of racetrack that they really like.
When Matt Kenseth won the championship last year with only 1 victory, a lot of people forgot that the year before he won the most races on the tour. Jeannie.
Well, Bobby Labonte indeed making the stop. He has a flat left rear tire.
He was lucky not to have a flat back end of the car when he slowed dramatically. Let's show it to you.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get the hind wheels lifted off the ground right here, because he was up in the middle of the field and everybody was going left and right.
He's on the high side of the racetrack, and he's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Gets into Casey Mears, the 41 car.
There's where he cut his little tire down, buddy.
Casey's right front, but Bobby's left rear.
And now watch this.
There are the turns at the North Carolina Speedway from our Quaker State aerial coverage. 148 laps complete. Kenseth leading Dale Jarrett by 0.8 of a second.
You know, I have a question, Larry, and maybe even Jeff could jump in here. We've seen a lot of left rear tires get cut down. You reckon that the new soft sidewall they got in these tires is more vulnerable to that?
Well, I think it very well possibly could be. If it's softer, you would think it would be more vulnerable to being cut down. But now this is not a battle for 3rd position. This is Rusty Wallace who's in 3rd. Jeff Gordon is a lap down. Now, one reason it's not that important for Jeff just to really run his car hard right now, all he's racing is the cars that's a lap down, because by the new rule that NASCAR came up with at the tail end of last year, the fact that if the caution comes out, he'll get the free pass to be able to go back around.
Jeannie?
Well, the tire problem may be running a little bit rampant, guys. Jeff Gordon, after his last stop, radioed into crew chief Robbie Loomis. What does the right rear tire look like? Because that's where he felt like he was having the most problems with the car. Robbie said back, hey, it looks good. It's that left rear that looks pretty bad.
Look at this bunch. You've got lead lap cars and lap down cars all scrambling for position here. Ward Burton is 13th in the 0 as he battles with cars that are laps down and with Casey Kane and Scott Wimmer and Dale Jr.
And now that's a gaggle that could turn into a wad if you're not careful.
Haven't seen much of our point leader and Daytona 500 champion today, Matt.
He's running back in the 15th position. DW, you won here 4 times, but when you were having a bad day, did you ever try to talk your crew chief into allowing you to pit early?
Oh yeah, but we used to, that's the only time that's the only way I could drive the car was come in and get some tires on it and hope that something happened good with maybe get a set of tires that would be exceptional, because that does happen. But you just have to screen for tires. When it goes off, you got to come get tires.
But the downside is what happened to Jeff Gordon. He comes to pit road, get 4 tires. What happened? Caution comes out.
Yeah, but if you